Oh, hey, I'm Bill. Welcome back to Terp Talk, the show with heady questions and even headier dabs. It's the show where we interview the cannabis community while we take progressively bigger dabs. And today we have a very special guest, Marc from Kalya.
Badass.
The P1, is it really Johnny Burger?
Yeah, it is. It is. Little DB.
Started out with a gassy strain.
Come on.
Wow, that looks like a giant fucking boulder of ice that I wish a penguin was climbing down with, like a fucking ice mallet or something. That's what I always think about whenever I see these beautiful hash terps.
The fresh press always looks cool.
It looks so cool. We are on point 2 of guava juice, and we're going to scoop our hash before we start tamping down because we're not rookies.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
You ain't lying.
You ready for it?
Oh, I got to turn my bad boy on. I'm ready.
Nice. Me too. Let's do it. All right. I think last time we could have gone a tiny bit warmer, and since we're going bigger, I think we should be going in 570 range. What do you think?
I love it.
Cool. I love it.
I'm at 590.
Let's go. Just get ready. You got
587?
Yep. 3, 2, 1, go. It was nice knowing you, buddy.
See you on the other side, my good friend.
See you on the other side. I need a cap. There's a cap.
Wow.
Herbs.
I love that guava juice. Thank you, boss.
Of course. Always putting out fire hash. It's hard. How do you make sure your material is always so top notch?
Honestly, it's all of the growers. Really, we have a saying around Kalya and community. It's you're only as good as the resin you came from and stuff. And really, one of the big keys to our success is this relationships we've been able to build with growers over the years. Coming from the Shatter and Prop 215 days, I used to make a lot of trips up into Covelo and Lake County and Mendocino, Southern Humboldt and Arcata area and shit. And so it's able to establish by doing good work and shit like that myself with some of these growers, and then getting them to transition and listen on what genetics to grow and harvest dates and stuff like that. It's hard when you're talking to a lot of people that have seen so much success and a lot of money and stuff like that, and so they're like, hey, it's not broke, why fix it type deal and shit like that, and being like, no, let's not become complacent, let's push the ball forward a little bit and shit like that. Not a lot of people wanted to hear it back in the day, and so now that you're seeing a lot of compression in the market, you're seeing a lot of competition come in, people are more willing to try new things and stuff, but it was
a bummer that it oftentimes takes that.
Yeah, it took a little bit and stuff, but really the key to our success, one of our main growers, I'll talk about 3 main farms. Luma out there, they crush it out of Petaluma and stuff like that. And then I'd have to say Dancing Dog Ranch. They're probably the main farm that we fuck with. Honestly, the grower there and I have built such a good relationship. His name's Patrick Stonk. Dude studied under Dr. Elaine Ingham, who's a world-leading microbiologist for almost 5 years, and then went and did a project with Emerald Family Farms, which used to be Humboldt Hierarchy back in the day, up in Arcata in Willow Creek. And so he worked there for 20 years. He worked there for 20 years and shit like that, and built himself up. And like I said, I found him when he was leading a special soil project, a little all-organic soil project for Connected back in the day, a regenerative soil science project. And we kicked it off and built a really solid relationship, and it's blossomed there. And now he runs the show at Dancing Dog, and we've been able to share some genetics we both ordered from years, and it's really started to come to fruition. I'm grateful for him and growers like him. Eric at Humboldt Kind, all 3 of those guys really share a main trait where they push after soil science, they push after regenerative organic craft cannabis, and really about being a connoisseur craft brand. A lot of people look at ROI and look at the money scheme, and these guys want to push and be more about the craft. And I appreciate everybody that's willing to make that jump. It's a lot easier to grow high yielding pretty strains and throw an Athena line or some type of salt-based line that makes it aesthetically look really good. But to go through the process of trial and error to grow quality organic cannabis that competes aesthetically with the levels of what you're seeing with salts and bottled nutrients and stuff,
true.
It's impressive.
Speaking truths, and we fucking love it. It's true. If you follow something you're passionate about and just try to do it the best you possibly can, and you like are organized and smart about it, then oftentimes the rest of it can come together with it.
100%. It's a confluence of things and shit and variables that all line up and stuff. But again, it goes back to the grower and their relationship and the genetic.
We're on P3.
Right.
Wow, I'm excited for this.
Come on.
It's time. Dry dab o'clock. Wow, and it's the P3 of Z. Wow, let's go. Look how good that Z looks too, by the way, on the camera. It's silly good. Nah. Speaking of which, what rig are you using for the P3?
I'm slacking on my dab. So
it's all good. I'm having too much fun chatting with you, but it's pretty good. I'm heating up for a really fat dry dab of some Z, which is looking really tasty.
So
all right, I'm gonna get my dab ready. This is the Z number 3, the Z3. Wow, I love alliterations. I love life.
I love Skittles.
I love Skittles.
I'm a Z whore.
Oh my god, yes. So we were talking about this earlier. You gotta be really careful with Z because it tastes amazing, but if you're going too low, you get assaulted by terps. You're going too hot, you get roasted. There's a fine tightrope to walk of the Z. So make sure you're ready to walk that tightrope before you just jump in. Speaking of tightrope,
gotta ride the wave.
0.3 slurpers with surface enhanced pillars, not regular pillars. We're gonna want to go in at like honestly, like 560 range, I'm thinking. Maybe a little lower if you want to get terpy, but I'm trying to make it count. All right, perfect time to get our faces melted. Wow, I can't believe this is stable with the slurper in it. I'm real impressed with this Miyagi. Terp locking it up. So this is a lot of material and Skittles. So I'm gonna go in at like 580 range, 570 range.
I'm at 590. I'm about to go.
Here I go. Skittles, I should have went hotter. So good, but I'm being assaulted by terps. Oh, you did good.
That was solid.
That was delicious.
Oh, it smells amazing, it tastes amazing. I'm just being assaulted by these low temp terps. Oh.
Shout out to Terp Hub, Greener Field, Third Gen, everybody. Stop the drama.
Yeah.
Bring back the love. Thank you for the Z.
Thank you for the Z.
I appreciate y'all and everybody that you got it from, and thank you guys for bringing it to the market.
Real, it's so tasty.
Whew, that was fire.
I'm dying. So, we know why your material is top notch. But what else do you think helps set you apart in the hash industry?
Really? I think the one big thing that separates us is our team and shit. Really, and people don't really realize until you were in it and stuff, but it is so much harder being in the rec market than it is in Prop 215. And I'm just grateful for everybody from top to bottom that helps make it happen, from packagers to managers, people that wash, people that press, everybody in between that do logistics and shit. Everybody's got to drink the Kool-Aid and they got to believe they're going to win. And so at the end of the day, and they've got to believe they're going to be a part of something special to really put it in their all.
Yeah.
Especially knowing that they don't own it and they don't have, a huge chunk of equity and stuff. We hoping to open up an option pool here for everybody that puts in that work and stuff. But, at the end of the day, they got to believe they're going to win here. So it's like having an awesome team is really what separates us, I think. And it drives consistency because everybody loves what they do. And so they're willing to put in that effort to make sure that nothing slips past. And so, one thing I've talked about before, I try a lot of other people's hash and some people have some amazing batches. But one thing I'm proud about is that, every jar that we put out, that we think competes with the best out there, is what that we're calling that. So we strive to make that happen, and it really takes some special people out there that really want to put in that effort and sacrifice the easy money of Prop 215 and dope dinners and jewelry and all the cool shit and travel and all that cool shit that it brought and stuff, and really want to fucking put in that work and be a dog and shit like that. And so I'm grateful for that. Those people, my partner Joe, shit like that, he was I was talking to you before the stream and stuff. He went to the Naval Academy on a football scholarship, has an engineering degree out of there. He was in the intelligence side of things and stuff. He was just an absolute savage human, and he's helped push the experience forward from making coolers that we can use for a fresh press to help guarantee translucency and preservation on the way home. I don't know if you've seen the little ice pack in all these little boxes and stuff. That's his design. Or these jars, we designed these jars in-house. And then, I was telling you before, the majority of our equipment that we use is all designed in-house,
Yeah, so, talking with my friend Ben, he was telling me, like, most everything you use is made in-house and proprietary.
Yep. It's about to say, obviously ancillary goods and bullshit like that, harder and stuff like that, but we pretty much pride ourselves in doing that all in-house, and that's all based because of a team and because of people that all believe in something greater than themselves. And so I'm just grateful to be a part of it. Every day I wake up and stuff, the rec industry, obviously it wasn't the money that it used to be and shit, but I'm making fucking rec hash, and I'm fucking living the dream doing it and stuff like that. So every day I wake up to be a part of it is special. It takes some cool ass people, so I'm grateful for them. Shout out to anybody out there too, and everybody else out there on the team that makes it happen. They're the fucking shit.
Yay!
Cool ass cats.
And it shows. You guys are doing it right.
Oh yeah, Ben, you met a lot of the crew and shit like that. They're all passionate about the game.
Yeah, Rosin,
Cody, all these guys. They all smoke hash. They give a fuck.
Yeah,
and shit like that. They care.
You can tell
and stuff, and it's awesome.
It is nice.
It's cool,
and it translates to every part of your life. If you give a fuck about what you're smoking and you genuinely care and you want other people to have a good time around you, it's gonna. So we're on a P4. What are we doing for P4? We're doing papaya bars.
Wow.
This is a really nice consistency.
Midpoint between fresh press and getting to like where you'd want to whip it in cold cure.
Yeah, my favorite point.
Come on.
Yes. And we're making it fucking work. Magical shit that was like a rock and is now slowly just turning into this globbiness of magical proportions. All right, and without further ado, let's point forward up.
All right, what time are you thinking for medium well?
For medium well, a 0.4 with the big pillar, I'm thinking...
This is not bad.
I'm thinking, honestly, like 600. What do you think?
Yes, sir. I gotta put my guy on here.
Yes, my guy. All right, cheers. The bars.
Wow. Woo! That's a good one. Woo! Cheers, y'all.
I'm still going. What is going on here? I'll tell you a trick. We needed more temp. I can already tell. So I cut the last like 10% of the dab out. I was like, I'm flooding it out. I'm just not going to add any more. I'm getting more clouds because of that.
Need that.
Yeah.
All right. For the terpiyaki, should we just turn it up a little bit?
Yep.
So it's the blazer.
I like it.
Is that cool? I don't know.
Of course. Totally cool.
Just to make sure I take that bad boy.
No, the best part is, even if you go operating over a decade, can you share some of your history in the cannabis industry and how Kalya was created?
Yeah. So I mentioned a little bit before, meeting Ken Estes' kids and the Granddaddy Purple fam.
Yeah.
That quickly began my start in the industry. I knew right then that I wanted to, as soon as, we had stashed a couple times, that I wanted to be a part of it. And during that time, I went on rollitup.com and Toke City. Those were like major platforms back in the day where most breeders from America and in Europe would go on there with a lot of major growers from across the states and just share tech and knowledge. And I saw that a guy, Matt Rise, was running a theory thread with Kyle Cushman at the time. It was about veganics and the possible of veganic style growing. And so I quickly had made myself a little moderator. I was like 15, 16 at the time, so I just nerded out on genetics and shit like that. And so fucking got validated through different parts of different threads and shit, and made into a little moderator. And so I hit up Matt Rise and I was like, hey, I see your, I made a post about being in Sonoma County. And so I was like, hey, I see you're in my neck of the woods. Let's link up and blah, blah, blah. And so he was like, yeah, come on over. And that's really kind of the beginnings of it all and stuff like that. And so meeting Matt Rise really, started my journey into hash making. I consider him and Nick Tal really the godfathers of the West Coast solvent scene, where they took what like Mila and Bubbleman were doing in like the 80s and 90s and really extrapolated on it and really improved it by, Nick, his way was through sieving, and Matt Rise's way was through microplaning. And, I was on the microplane gang where I used to microplane hash, and then at the same time he showed me how to make shatter. Back then he had a brand called Shatter Bros, and it used to be one of the more dominant concentrate brands in the market. He'd only drop at one place in Hopland. It's called CCA, which the owner of CCA ended up making a company called Higher Ground Cannabis, which is popular traditional hash brand. Shout out Johnny, makes some fucking absolute fire, and shit. But Matt Rise, back in the day, he's a controversial dude in his own right and shit. But a lot of people have a lot of love for him for helping push the solventless into the scene when DHO used to dominate. I remember when Boo Boo's Bubble took third place when Kelsey was running it and Brandon was more in the back and doing third gen and growing. She took third place in a BHO competition, and that was another big signifier in the industry and stuff. But I was lucky enough to be around that scene. I hung around CCA a lot, got to soak up a lot of gaming knowledge and have a lot of cool times with people like Subcool and Frenchie and fucking Beazle. Dorian used to be a dab tender there and shit and stuff. And, a lot of cool ass cats came from CCA. And so it was just an awesome place to be around and soak up knowledge. And then out of Santa Rosa, you had First Class Concentrates and fucking Full Flavors crew and like all these types of cats that are kind of coming on the scene. And so since I had access to material, I was selling a lot of material for BHO and for solventless. And then at the same time, I started making shatter, and I'd make a microplane hash on the side and shit, but nobody really wanted hash until Solventless Mind came out with, or started projecting the rosin tech and shit, I'm sure other people have been doing rosin and that type of technique for years and years and years, but until he coined that terminology and really pushed that tech out into Instagram and shit like that, it wasn't being marketed in California at the least and shit, or very, very small groups. And like I said, I'm sure it's been around for years and years before and shit, but he helped create a lot of momentum in this solventless market where people finally found a way to fucking take their hash and make it easier for people to consume. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people didn't want to go through the fucking hassle of like keeping shit frozen all the time and taking parchment and like flagging out hash if it wasn't like straight 6R juice and shit, And so I appreciate all those people for kind of, pushing us in that right direction. And I was just kind of finding my way through it, making shatter, doing solventless. And unfortunately, just like anybody in the game, I took some fat L's and learned my lesson and, licked my wounds and got back up and tried again type shit. But I had my spot burned down a couple times, but unfortunately, I was caught up in the Mendocino complex fires 2016 out in Lake County, and then in Santa Rosa in 2018. And so there's no insurance in the traditional market, and so I learned I need to get my shit together a little bit. And so Ben, who I think you've had on before, and stuff, absolute OG, awesome ass cat. He was looking at selling his dispensary. He had a long-standing dispensary in Prop 215, and he transitioned to the other side, and it was just a lot of logistics and stuff. And so he wanted to kind of get out and then, gather himself again and take a better strike at everything. And so he was looking at selling it, and my partner Joe, he had just come out of the military and everything like that. He had gotten a position at Nightscope. If you guys have ever been around the Bay and seen those white robots with a bunch of cameras all around them and lights, sometimes they're at gas stations and shit like that. He was part of the software and securities in that company because he did intelligence services. So like white hat hacking and all type of shit before and stuff. And so he was looking to get in the cannabis industry because a few of his friends got horrible PTSD. And so he was looking at finding alternatives for opiates for them and shit. And so he went to Ben looking at picking it up, and he said, hey, I don't want to just be a delivery. I want to do some more shit. Like, do you know anybody that can do concentrates and shit? And he's like, yeah, I know this fucking ginger, blah, blah, blah. I'm the ginger. So came on down and met my partner Joe, and we decided to strike up a little company and shit and start off out of Oakland, drop a Hagenburger near the airport and shit. I had a BHO shop there off of 98 for years and stuff, kind of in the hood near the train tracks. And so I was familiar with the area and shit, but started off and fucking went down that journey. Really the name, I've always known about Sanskrit from a couple previous partners and shit like that. And so I knew I wanted the name to be Sanskrit, and I had 4 different names in Sanskrit, Kalya being one of them, and I hit up Al Fresco. You know who Al Fresco is? He's the graphic artist that created the Cookies logo. He also did the Nikki Diamond's Diamond Life logo. He did a few different other shit. Yeah. And he pulled up at my house. He's like, yo, I'll be there at 8:30. Fucking showed up at like 11:30, almost midnight. And shit, but pulled up with Champelli. And fucking, I never met Champelli before and stuff. And we broke bread and told me these stories about hanging out with Mac Dre. Never met anybody that hung out with Mac Dre like that, and she was fucking wild. And so, yeah, they fucking saw the name Kalya. Al Fresco was like, yo, this is the one, blah, blah, blah. I told him what it meant. He said it's great, and he created the logo. He also did the Doja logo, too. If you see Doja Pack logos, our logo, we have that same little halo swoop on the bottom. Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. All right, should we get ready for the last of the Mohicans?
Yeah. A little sip. Smart.
I mean, we just gotta first get our rigs on the heat, intro the hash, then we'll start our breathing exercises.
Wow,
I'm gonna use this Dead Deck dab tools for my P5.
Might as well.
Let's go. Damn, this is gonna be a good one. Honey banana.
All right.
Oh, wow. Smells good. Jesus, it's like candy.
Classic honey banana. Shout out cats over in Colorado for breeding and making this strain happen.
I hate to say it, but we're gonna have to go in like above 620. All right, I think we're doing this.
All right,
I'm with it. Let's go. All right, now we're gonna get our dab right, finger distance away. We're gonna be hovering over the big dot because we gotta get as accurate as possible. I'm going in at 620 because I'm trying to die. It's been really nice knowing all of you. You're gonna transfer and then dab. You're my hero.
Terp Talk, half gram, baby. Let's get it.
Oh shit, I'm getting after it. It's been nice knowing you people. Go, go, go. All right, another trick. Feed it in before you start inhaling hard so you don't cool it. Promise, that's the check.
You almost forgot my top.
Woo! Oh my god. That tastes so good, but I'm dying. 0.5 dry dab. This guy's a psychopath. I love it. I don't know how. But you're handling. Alright, I tapped out. Please tap it from me. Thank you. Ooh, that tastes good. It's so good. It's a sweet death. Move indeed. Alright. Now, while your brain is on plane, all the Headies, especially that last one, after we're done not dying,
I'm dying.
Can you take us on a crazy cannabis story from your past? Oh, I gotta breathe better. Good work. You're handling. We have paper towels and tissues if needed. And oh my god, I need to breathe. Breathing's not easier no matter how I position my body. It's all hard.
That was a good one. Woo! That was a good one. I'm seeing something right now.
That's above. That was above 600 degrees temperature. Like some really quality American-made quartz that holds crazy heat. With small batch goodness. And small batch fucking amazing. Honey banana slaps. I feel like I just went back to high school, bro.
It's almost my final form. Oof. Definitely passed Super Saiyan 3. Ooh. I'm not sure how far though.
On the 1 to 11 scale right now, I'm easily a 9.5. But hopefully it'll level out shortly. Right now I'm just like rocking back and forth.
Oh, I needed that.
Oh.
Oh.
All right, when we can, crazy cannabis stories from your past.
Yes, sir. I'm almost there.
Almost there.
I'm coasting back down.
I love that.
It's really wonky to drink all the fucking soda. I'm just floating up for a bit. I didn't know if I was gonna come back down.
I know what you mean.
I'm back.
I know that exact feeling.
Well,
I'm literally feeling it right now a little bit.
I'm a little pussy cow. Big ass.
Smart. Get it. Trichome Tortoise, when he did his episode, he was like, I need a roll of paper towels and a bottle of water because I'll be taking some hot and hurdy dabs.
I think he came with his own roll.
Yeah, he came with his own roll of paper towels. In fact, we still might be using his roll. No, we had other rolls. I'm just saying, the one that lived here might still be that one. It's possible. Ooh, that was fucking big time.
I'm almost there.
No worries. This is part of the experience. It's like a death and a rebirth. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes.
You see the red hair? You saw the red face? Fucking ginger. I'm about to rise. Fucking phoenix. I'm the fucking phoenix. Just a second. Go through it. You seen Harry Potter? The motherfucker's gotta burn down first. I'm doing that.
Wait, no, I'm on foot right now. What am I doing? Up the power.
Guys,
Oh, man. You saw it. God damn it. Fucking goddamn gingers have been impressed for too long.
They have been. Crazy cannabis story from your past. It could be something funny. It could be something scary. It could be something crazy.
I was thinking about this. I'm not. It's a little tough.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say it's a little tough because I don't want to incriminate any of the friends. Luckily, I'm in the legal game now and shit like that. I don't have as much to worry about, but I still have some friends that are trying to fucking hustle, make ends meet, and do it how do. So, but I will tell about a time. So, I told you guys about Emerald Family Farms and shit. There's a guy from Emerald Family Farms. Unfortunately, they raised a bunch of money, over $100 million, and then didn't know how to spend it because a lot of these guys may have been phenomenal growers and good hustlers, but running a business and understanding, revenue against profit, the customer acquisition cost, and all these different types of variables is a different animal. And so, unfortunately, they crumbled with the rec market. But as I mentioned back in the day, there were some big dogs, and they had the largest medical grow in California at the time. It was a 16-acre permit up in Willow Creek. They bought an old lumber mill and fucking turned it into a bunch of hoops and shit like that. And they were running some nurseries up above it, and they asked us to make a BHO lab. And Caleb from Connected at the time before Connected did its thing, came in and put some money down on it. And so we're doing this joint project out there, and they asked me like how I wanted it built out and everything, and they said, yo, get anything you want. So I asked for the most stupidest shit, where I got gaming chairs and shit. My boy, I told you, he does Twitch streaming and stuff as well. He pointed me to these gaming chairs and Klein and everything and stuff. Like, I got the most stupid shit and stuff. I got these lights. They told me they're the same lights that they use in submarines and shit like that. C1, D1 style lights and shit like that. They pull a full vacuum on them. You just to fucking put in the fixture, you have to put a cement fill in it, so it creates a fucking vacuum when you twist it and shit. And this was Prop 2 15 times before like C1 D1's really out, and they did everything, explosion-proof fans, everything. And so we were crushing out a bunch of BHO for years. And my old partner who I used to do BHO with, he has a company now called Hatch Engineers. Pretty successful dude in the game and shit. Him and Splash Solventless won the Ego Clash a few years ago. And we were over there, and we pulled like an 18-hour day trying to fill a huge order. Just fucking burning through all this material. And it's like 6 o'clock in the morning. And fucking, I asked him, he was like, yo, let's head back. And our spot was in Arcata, which is about an hour drive over what's called Berry Summit, which can get really snowy in the winter. Humboldt gets really snowy in the fall and the winter. A lot of people don't know that. But they can catch a significant amount of snow, especially when you get off the coast. Yeah. And so we are coming back, and we're just leaving. It's pretty snowy at the time. And Berry Summit goes through these S-curves, and then there's a few straightaways. And we got on the straightaway. My partner, Harrison, at the time, he fell asleep at the wheel. And so I woke him up, and he woke up just in time. We didn't hit these trees. and the back end of this, we were driving this Toyota Highlander. He just turned the wheel as hard as he could, and we hit the side of it with the back of the car, and then we spun out twice into this little like culvert, almost off the hill and stuff like that. It was crazy. I'm glad we made it. And so it was tough, but it was a cool ass memory. But besides that crash and shit like that, that was just the time that I'll never forget when we were doing some cool things in Prop 250. And it was Humboldt is really a tight knit community. It's cool to be a part of that culture. Shit like that, it's hard to get in, but once you're in, you're in. Yeah, it's dope.
That's what I heard. And also, if you weren't paying attention, you would have been dead because you didn't wake him up.
Yeah, we're lucky.
Yeah,
We're lucky.
that's crazy that you woke him up and then you guys.
Yeah, he fell asleep turning the dial on the volume. Literally put his hand out like this and fell asleep. We're going like 65, 70 down this little straightaway.
Oh my god, that's scary.
And stuff. And so, I mean, luckily, shook him awake. And luckily, we didn't slide off. Like, there's a lot of the other stretches of Berry Summit up there and shit where there's just like no culvert and you just like, it's just no guardrail, nothing. You just fall straight off. So,
Yeah.
you know, I mean,
Wow, this was a fun session. I'm so fucking lit. I could go to a fucking buffet right now and just demolish anything.
you're talking to a fat kid.
Yeah. And we love it. Thanks for tuning in to Terp Talk. Come join us on our Twitch streams as we make the next episode. We couldn't have done it without our homie Marc from Kalya.
Appreciate y'all for having me on.
This is fun.
Come on, party out.
Yeah, I like how we are about educate and elevate and bring people together.
Fire.
Those
So
are
it
the-
should be.
Yeah.
What's fun?
Oh, and word to the wise, if you're trying to smoke P5 or P4, even with a great amount of quarts, you gotta go in like at 600 or more. That is all.
Heard that.
Shout outs. If you want.
Follow the Kalya Extracts on IG. They keep trying to keep them down, but they are still there. Also, follow Kalya Marc. Kalya.Marc. MARC.
If you guys want to check out some of our terps throughout the state, you can go online and sign up on the club. We deliver twice a month throughout the state, anywhere you are.
Wow.
So that you can get our flavors for a little bit above wholesale, be the best prices in the state.
What's the site for that? Says Pesh.
KalyaExtracts.com. There'll be a little header with the club. Sign on it.
Well, we out?
Yeah.